Let me show you how you can troubleshoot an issue in groundcover in a way that you couldn't do anywhere else. You're a developer responsible for a service, and you've got complaints that sometimes for some users the service feels too slow. In groundcover's service screen, we can take a look at all of the APIs that are being handled by this specific service, your service. And if we look at the APIs here, those SQL queries that the service is executing, and take a look at the latencies graph, we can get a feel that indeed the P95 is much higher than P50, meaning most of the times everything is okay, but sometimes it's not. And this feels like the issue that we're trying to solve. Let's see how you can get to the bottom of why. We can take a look at examples of this query with this behavior. You can see it again here on the traces screen, this pattern of high latency in P95. And the first thing we could do is sort by latency and take a look at the requests that are taking more time than the others. Now, bear in mind, this is a specific API, a specific SQL request that groundcover automatically clusters for you. So you don't need to go around and look at everything. You can just find the one API that is likely the issue. Clicking on these, we can see the query, we can see the response, we can see the params that triggered inside this query. And this will allow us to have the full picture when trying to investigate what is happening. For example, since this query only has one parameter, we can assume that maybe it has to do something with this one. Maybe this is what dictates if we have higher or lower latency. So we can click on it and add it as a column to the traces page. And we can see that indeed it seems like all of the high latency queries have the same param. If we filter by latency again, we can see that for lower latencies, this is indeed not an issue. We see a variety of parameters. Another way to test this would be to filter by this specific param. So we can just add that as a filter to our query, and now we can very easily see that this specific argument to the query indeed causes a very high latency. We can also do it the other way around, filter out this specific argument, and we can see the latencies make much more sense now. So it's very likely this is the issue, and we can now continue to investigate with full payloads and all of the information, something that you can only do with groundcover.